So, welcome everyone. It's lovely to have you here attending my virtual session. My name is Dr. Caroline Hoffman, and I'm Clinical and Research Director of the charity Breast Cancer Haven. And I'm also, amongst many things, a certified teacher of mindful self-compassion. So I'm delighted to be part of this amazing team speaking to you at Your Life in Cancer 2020. So in this session, we are going to explore mindful self-compassion. So just a little bit of background from me. I feel very privileged to have been pioneering the practice, education, and research of integrative medicine in cancer for over 30 years. And just to say, in terms of mindfulness, I started teaching mindfulness-based stress reduction programs and researching them at Breast Cancer Haven back in 2004, where I did my doctoral research, and which was later published in the Journal of Clinical Oncology in 2012. So I had a very fortunate start to the integration of mindfulness practice in the cancer field. I've been teaching mindful self-compassion since 2016, and this is a real joy in my life, teaching this program, which has been masterfully put together by two American psychologists, Kristen Neff from Austin in Texas, and Christopher Germer from Harvard in Boston. So they developed this course in 2012. So as an experienced mindfulness and mindful self-compassion teacher in the area of cancer care, I know firsthand and from the rigorous research that's been done in this field, just how valuable mindfulness and self-compassion can be for anyone affected by a cancer diagnosis. So before I go into too much detail about what they are, let me tell you a bit about how they can help. So it's possible to build up mental and emotional resilience and build our inner resources when facing cancer at whatever stage we find ourselves. Mindful self-compassion can help reduce chronic pain and other cancer symptoms and side effects, and also helps us to meet the ongoing uncertainty with more curiosity and less fear. Mindful self-compassion can help us improve our relationships and allow ourselves to be there for others. It enables us to take positive action and also enables us to bring more acceptance to ourselves. So, in short, these practices can help us lead happier and healthier lives, even in the face of the biggest challenges that cancer and its treatments can throw at us. So let me tell you a bit about mindfulness and self-compassion, and then mindful self-compassion, bringing the two together. So mindfulness is a fundamental practice for self-compassion. And the reason for this is if we're not aware of what's happening, how can we learn to respond to it in a more skillful and a more effective manner? So mindfulness is the curious, embodied, present moment awareness that we can bring to our lives. Mindfulness asks the question, what am I experiencing right now? So as you're listening to this, a real invitation just to drop into your body for a moment, maybe if you're sitting up, feeling your feet on the floor, feeling the soles of the feet touching the floor or your shoes. Just feeling, what's that feeling like now? Bringing awareness to our bottom, sitting on the seat. And maybe if the upper back's resting on something, feeling that support for the upper back. So just feeling the support for the body and starting to enable us to bring our attention to a more embodied awareness of what's here now. And as we're sitting here, maybe we also notice thoughts coming up, maybe lots of thoughts. And emotions, maybe we feel emotions arising, emotions that we can also experience in physical sensations in the body. And maybe there's some urges and behaviors to maybe to do something about some of these things, noticing this tendency of ours to maybe want to do something here. So just bringing a broad awareness to our present moment experience, right as we are now. So mindfulness, answering this question, what am I experiencing right now? And now let's move on to self-compassion. So self-compassion, what is it? It's bringing kindness to ourselves, bringing kindness to the person who's having the experience. So mindfulness asks, what is my experience? Self-compassion asks, what do I need right now? How can I respond to my own experience in a kinder, a gentler, a more supportive way? Just as we might bring kindness or support to a friend in a similar situation. So mindful self-compassion is often described as loving, connected presence, or if that sounds a bit grand, a friendly, connected presence. So what does that mean? So we can have a presence, mindfulness, a present moment awareness. This is the presence, bringing our attention and awareness to the present moment. The loving or friendliness, this comes to bringing some kindness towards ourselves and our own experience. Or self-compassion, self-kindness, same thing. The connected bit, what's this connectedness? What are we connecting with? Well, actually, we're connecting with every other human being, and one could say every other being on the planet, because we all at times struggle. We all at times have difficulty. So that's the connection. So loving, connected presence. This is what we're cultivating with mindful self-compassion. So you might be interested to know that compassion has not just this soft, soothing side to it, but it also has a really strong side. We can call this strong compassion or fierce compassion. So this is the ability for us to make a stand for what's right for ourselves. So compassion doesn't have to be just a little sleepy kind of soothing, which is very important. It doesn't have to be just that. It can be making a stand. No, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to take this. This isn't right for me. I'm going to do what is right for my well-being and my life. So all the things that we know that are going on at the moment in the world, Black Lives Matter, social injustice, making a stand and taking some action. So this is compassion as well. That might surprise you. So why is how we respond in life important? Well, in our physiology, in the way the body works, we have different systems, and these produce different chemicals, different reactions, different behaviors. So we're all very familiar with the stress response. So we come up against some danger or something difficult and we want to run away. So we go into this mode of fright, flight, and fight. This is a survival mechanism. It's a natural instinct that kicks in the minute that our survival feels threatened. And this could be emotional survival. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical survival. but it's there and it kicks in, and we all know about it. And this stress response over time can lead to chronic stress, which is very damaging for the body and for the well-being, total well-being. We have another system, it's called the drive reward system. And this is about us. We go out and we do things that are pleasurable, that we think will help us survive, but actually they don't. So maybe we eat too much, maybe we work too hard, you know, all these things which we kind of think, oh, this will make us happier. I'll just do a bit more of this, but actually doesn't really work, as we know. It tends to exhaust us and doesn't bring us any long-lasting happiness or well-being. And then the third system, which you may not know about at all, is called the mammalian caregiving system. Now, mammalian caregiving, what does this mean? How do mammals look after their young? Well, we, as you know, humans are mammals, dolphins are mammals, many animals are mammals, and they have to care for their young to enable them to survive to get to adulthood. How is this done? Interestingly, the soothing touch that we give to others, maybe to a small child who's hurt himself or herself, maybe to one of our pet animals we might soothe and comfort, maybe to a loved one. You know, we naturally want to soothe, stroke, hold, touch to support them. So there's a soothing touch. And for ourselves, you know, we can give ourselves, soothing touch. This is difficult. Let me support myself through some soothing touch. Really important for us. And then the other side of this is what we call gentle vocalizations. Oh, you poor thing. Oh, this is so hard. Oh, let me help you. So kind words, things that we'd say when someone's in difficulty. I'm so sorry you feel like this. That must be really hard. You know, with this kind of kind languaging that we use. So these, soothing. This soothing vocalizations that we naturally do. Soothing touch, gentle vocalizations. This is the key to the mammalian caregiving system, and a system that we can apply to ourselves. Very important to know that we can apply it to ourselves, particularly when many of us have missed out on this in our early lives. So I'd like to talk a little bit about self-criticism, which I know is something that we're all familiar with. We all tend to be quite hard on ourselves at times, or we can be. We criticize ourselves for just having needs, for being needy, maybe for not being good enough, not being smart enough. You know, maybe we think, oh, if I'd only tried harder, I would have got this perfect, I would have got it right. You know, we're full of anxiety and guilt and shame and self-loathing, self-criticism. We recognize it in our everyday lives. You know, with this internal chatter that we go on with when we feel that we've done something wrong or things are difficult. So I'd like you maybe just to pause for a moment and close your eyes if you care to. I'm just inviting you maybe to think of a difficulty that you've got at the moment, and inviting you not to choose sort of 10 out of 10, maybe sort of something 3 to 5 out of 10, sort of a smaller difficulty. What's going on? How do you treat yourself? What do you say to yourself around this particular difficulty? What's going on for you when you think about this difficulty? You know, I know that, you know, sometimes with technology, I get really frustrated and I think, oh God, my internal talk, I'm so stupid. You know, why can't you do this? You've forgotten, you've learned it several times and you can't remember it and you've forgotten it, and, you know, you're just not good enough, and it's wasting your time and wasting somebody else's time having to help you. Sound familiar? Anybody ever talk to themselves like that? Negative self-talk, self-criticism. Let's turn that around now. Let's think of that same problem with somebody you care about. Someone you care about who's having this problem. Might be a computer problem, might be another problem, but a problem the same as you. How would you respond to them? what would you say to them? Is it the same as what you say to yourself? Maybe it's a bit more like, oh, I'm really sorry you're having this problem again. Yeah, I know how difficult this can be. Let me see if I can help you in some way. So we tend to be more encouraging, more supportive, more helpful, understanding the difficulty of another person, where we can be really, really hard on ourselves. So mindful self-compassion could be seen to be an antidote to this self-criticism. Meeting ourselves where we find ourselves and giving space. So being mindful, being aware to whatever's arising, and then having the opportunity to respond to ourselves with kindness through these kind words, soothing touch, just like a friend who's going through a similar difficulty. So in this sense, mindful self-compassion is about, if you like, warming up our inner conversation. So this is beneficial to ourselves, but also beneficial to people around us. So now, let's take a moment to do a mindful self-compassion practice. Let's see if we can put some of this into action. So let's just start by, again, finding our bodies in the room, in the space we're in, wherever we are. Just finding ourselves and bringing attention to, for a start, let's bring attention to maybe sounds around us. They may be sounds in the body. There may be sounds in the room, or they may be sounds from outside the room. So just taking some time now to notice these sounds. And just letting these sounds come to our ears, dropping our tendency to name, label sounds, and then also to comment on them, whether we like them, whether we don't like them, whether we want them to go away, whether we want more of them. Seeing if we can just let that drop for a moment and just hear sound as sound, just like maybe a new piece of music we've never heard, so we don't know what's going to happen next. So just a moment, breathing in, breathing out, tuning into sounds coming to the ears. And then let's bring our attention now to the body, just noticing its position, maybe feeling the touch of our clothing, feeling the support underneath the body. And broadening out to just notice physical sensations in the body. So just opening our attention and awareness to notice whatever physical sensations are gently bubbling up to the surface of our attention and awareness. Taking our time. Just remembering that when we're practicing mindfulness and self-compassion, or mindful self-compassion, there's no particular way to experience any practice. We're just noticing what's here from moment to moment. So bringing that curious awareness to whatever's arising. Noticing sensations. And noticing any uneasiness in the body, any discomfort, any tension. Noticing that this is difficult. Noticing that this is unpleasant. This is hard to bear, and allowing ourselves just to start to soften the body, give a bit of space around any difficulty, allowing the body to physically soften, to physically release. And also, as we allow this physical release, allowing, if you like, a bringing of a kindly attention to what's here. Now, this is a moment of difficulty. This is hard. Let me be kind to myself. Or maybe let me just be able to be here a little bit with this difficulty. Maybe just being here a fraction more than maybe I was a moment ago. Just because it's here. Just because I'm a human being and we all have in common that we struggle and we suffer. So just bringing this, if you like, even a little more tolerance toward whatever's going on for us as we're here. We don't have to like it, we don't have to love it. Just, it's our experience now, and we're just bringing a little more of a kindly attention to it. Breathing in, breathing out, maybe feeling that, maybe allowing ourselves to release on the outward breath as we breathe out. Softening around whatever's here, allowing our hearts maybe just to soften and melt a little as we're allowing our bodies to do the same. Breathing in, breathing out. Allowing ourselves to maybe take a hand and place it somewhere on the body that would be soothing. It might be on the chest, or it might be over a part of the body where, placing a hand gently over a part of the body where there is pain or difficulty, struggle in the body. And inviting you to bring your attention to the hand, the palm of the hand, the fingers, and just noticing that feeling there, the physical sensations between the palm of the hand and the fingers, and where on the body we are touching. So feeling the giving, if you like, of soothing touch through the palm of the hand. Feeling that connection with whichever part of the body we're touching. Physical support. Yeah, let me support myself in this way. Just as I would support someone dear to me, someone in difficulty. And maybe bringing our attention to the part of the body that the hand's in contact with. Maybe that's the chest, maybe that's another part of the body. Maybe just feeling this, receiving this soothing touch, allowing our body just to receive this touch, this feeling of the hand on the body. Keeping our awareness with that connection between the hand and the body as we breathe in, as we breathe out. And of course, feeling free to rest the hand anytime. And just staying with an awareness of the body softening, allowing a little more ease into the body. Maybe feeling the breath soothing us on the out breath, feeling the breath coming in, nourishing us as we breathe in. Breath that can go to every corner of our being, soothing us as we breathe out. Soothing and releasing on the out breath. Nourishing on the in breath. Just settling ourselves into the body. Just as we are. No special way to experience the practice. Just no particular outcome, no particular anything, just letting it be what it is, moment to moment. Noticing too how the mind tends to wander away from the present moment, noticing that too, and any time that we notice that, not a problem, all our minds wander. So we just gently bring the mind back to attention to this body, to this hand on the body, to this breath, just being here. And then gently releasing the hand and just resting in the body, resting in your own space. And just noticing how that is for you now. What was that like? And what's here for you now in the body? Physical sensations, thoughts, emotions. Maybe an intention to just bring maybe a kindly out breath to ourselves when we're struggling, or maybe a gentle hand, soothing touch anywhere on the body that feels helpful. Or maybe just feeling our feet on the floor, our body supported by the chair. All good ways of helping us bring mindful self-compassion to our lives. So when you're ready, just opening your eyes and having a stretch. Just doing whatever your body wants to do now, whatever that might be. Maybe some gentle movements, the head or the shoulders, maybe a little gentle shake the body just to release everything now for a moment. Maybe just taking a moment to take your eyes off the screen and just to look at your surroundings for a moment. Just notice how that is. So what we've done today is we have explored a little of mindful self-compassion. So we've taken a moment to pause, to stop, and to see what arises. This is the mindfulness. What's here now? What's my experience right now? And then we are responding to the discomfort with kindness, with self-compassion. So this is the essence of the practice, and there's lots and lots more in the mindful self-compassion courses. So if you're interested, we have courses at Breast Cancer Haven. There are other places you can look for courses online, the Mindful Self-Compassion UK organisation, and also the American Centre for Mindful Self-Compassion. So there's a lot there if you're interested. Please feel free to contact me at Breast Cancer Haven. If you're interested in finding out more, I'd be delighted to help you and to learn more about mindful self-compassion. So this just leaves me to say thank you so much for joining this session. It's been delightful to have you here in this virtual world that we're living in, but knowing that our connection extends across time and space wherever we are. So go well, and just to say thanks to the Your Life in Cancer conference organizers. It's been great to share this all with you. Thanks a lot, and bye-bye. Take care.